Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. This is the SmackDown report for the first week of June. SmackDown continues to be probably a really disappointing, unless you have low standards, unless you haven't been around for 20, 30 years, um, like I have, then I guess this is fine. But SmackDown for a national television product is super weak. June 3rd, 2022 here. Anyway, so Michael Cole, Pat McCaffrey run down things. Celebrates the career 25th anniversary. He says he's only missed 2 shows in his career. 25 years of Michael Cole. That makes me really, really sad. Anyway, good opening segment. Fans reach into and react for the New Day. McIntyre promises to win the Universal title at Clash of the Castle. They recap McIntyre and New Day defeating the Brawling Brutes last week. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods make their way to the ring to start SmackDown. They get a massive reaction. They talk about their match for the Brawling Brutes last week. And their mystery partner, Kingston Woods, then introduced Drew McIntyre and another big reaction. McIntyre starts giving a shout out to Big E at home. Fans spot Big E. McIntyre starts a loud Big E chant. He knows what it's like to be out with an injury. McIntyre promises to win the Undisputed Championship at the Clash at the Castle. McIntyre quickly changes topic, calls himself Big D. They teased McIntyre, which makes him a dirty joke, but New Day cut him off. They talk about early birthday present and shouts the word Big D. Then they go to the Brawling Brutes interrupting, walking out on the stage. Sheamus noted that they were disadvantaged because McIntyre was a surprise. They didn't get the chance to prepare for him. Butch then heard enough for into the ring. McIntyre knocked him down. And ultimately, that leads to a brawl. 10 minutes, 54 seconds. Brawling Brutes defeat Drew McIntyre and the New Day, 10:54. Match starts during commercial break because why do we care about matches? Faces have the early advantage, isolating Bush on their side of the ring. Woods then hits a senton for a near fall. Holland makes a blind tag and nails his opponents with a tackle. They cut Kingston off in the corner. Butch then slows the pace down and stomps on Woods' hand. Sheamus gets caught with a flying crossbody for near fall, followed up with a boom drop by Kingston, and sets up Trouble in Paradise. Butch breaks that up. New Day then sets the heels out of the ring. Back from another commercial break, because again, why do we care about match quality? They're firmly in control. Kingston then in the corner. Holland then hits power slam, and Sheamus then follows up with a diving knee for 2 count. Kingston then fights back. McIntyre gets the hot tag. McIntyre goes nuts and rocks Sheamus with a clothesline. McCaffrey gets a stiff high five from the baby faces. McIntyre catches Butch, gives him belly-to-belly suplex in a brutal spot. Kingston then attempted a plancha onto Holland. Holland then tries to catch him with a power slam, but then falls backward with Kingston on his shoulders. Holland then falls on top of Kingston hard. Kingston appeared to be hurt. Finish comes when Butch hits the bitter end on Woods for the win. Decent enough match, but it doesn't really have any long-term impact. They recapped Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura forming a team last week. In the back, Caleb Braxton interviews Riddle and Nakamura. Riddle notes that he's still in the honeymoon phase. They recapped the Bloodline attacking Riddle and Randy Orton 2 weeks ago. Cole claimed Orton may never wrestle again. Highly unlikely. Riddle added that tonight's not about winning the title, it's about getting revenge for Orton. Max Dupree enters Adam Pearce's office. Pearce is on the phone and strands a six-pack challenge tonight with Ronda Rousey's idea. Dupree notes that he's been looking for his first client. And headline fashion shows and WrestleMania. Dupree finally found his first client. He promised to reveal his client next week. Doesn't even care about this. They show Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins package. Jinder Mahal with Shanky defeats Humberto with Angel, and then we don't really know who the heels and faces are, but what do we care? They recapped an angle with Mahal and Shanky from last week. Los Lothario does the kiss cam as they walk to the ring. Before the match, Shanky is dancing with Mahal approached, he warned Shanky to take the match seriously. Shanky joked about and danced, and I guess that means he's the babyface. Match begins, and Humberto hits a back body drop. Cole claims the fans want to see skyscraping Shanky dance. I don't think so. Mahal takes over and rocks Humberto with a vicious kick. Sets up the callus, but then Shanky starts dancing. Mahal yells at him to stop. Humberto rolls up Mahal and then gets distracted by the referee. After the match, Shanky tries dancing. Mahal storms off. Shanky danced him in front of the ring announcer, Samantha Irvin, and eventually she stands up and danced. Fans popped and cheers for the ring announcer dancing. This is just basically a vaudeville show at this point. Anyway, Ronda Rousey makes her way to ringside to watch the six-pack challenge. They recapped Ronda Rousey versus Raquel Rodriguez. Angle involving Aaliyah locking Shotzi in the dressing room. Shotzi comes out for the first in the match. Irvine introduces Aaliyah, but she didn't come out to the ring. They cut backstage, and Aaliyah is locked in the dressing room. In the ring, Shotzi laughs at Aaliyah. McCaffrey has the line of the night when he pointed out Shotzi locked Aaliyah, and the cameraman and the boom mic operator in the room. Six-pack challenge. Natalya defeats Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi, Aaliyah, Shayna Baszler, and Xia Li, 403. Why have 6 women even get dressed for a 4-minute match? Anyway, they go to the break. Competitors stand in the ring. Aaliyah's out and attacks Shotzi. Never explained how Aaliyah gets out of the locked room, but anyway, maybe she's a female Houdini. Back in the ring, Lee avoids the sharpshooter and catches Natalya with a suplex. Lee then nails Natalya with a kick and a near fall. Natalya rocks Lee with a discus clothesline, and Rodriguez jumps in. Rodriguez then goes for the corkscrew elbow, but Shotzi cuts her off. Rodriguez then drops Shotzi over Natalya. Rodriguez recovers and hits a corkscrew elbow. She then hits a powerbomb on Shotzi and has the match won. Baszler then jumps on and catches Rodriguez with the coquina clutch. Natalya takes advantage and covers Shotzi for the win. After the match, Rousey gets in the ring and faces off with Natalya. Cole notes Natalya received a title shot against Rousey in the future. Does anybody really want to see that? We've already seen that, I think. Anyway, they recapped Happy Corbin injuring Madcap Moss in the digital exclusive. Why do we have these? They showed Lacey Evans' video package and announced Evans returning to SmackDown next week. Didn't they already do like her leaving and coming back already within 2 weeks? Madcap Moss segment. Moss is decent enough in his role. Gets a reaction from the crowd finally. He addresses Corbin's attack. Fans are chanting "Welcome back." Moss can still hear Corbin telling jokes over and over. He calls Corbin out to the ring. Corbin walks out on the stage and thought he wanted his old job back, but that doesn't happen. However, Moss only wants Corbin to come to the ring to fight. Corbin turns him down. Then they have a mini match, 1 minute 19 seconds. Gets over Moss's new character and feud with Corbin. Fans are into the post-match angle and popped when Moss attacks Corbin with a chair. Before the bell, Corbin refused to get in the ring. He finally gets in, but he gets jumped at the bell. They brawled around ringside. Corbin grabs a chair. Moss kicks the chair out of his hands and hits him with the chair for the disqualification, basically cutting the match off. Anyway, later Happy Corbin's leaving the arena when Adam Pearce walks up to Corbin and assumed Pearce would suspend Moss. Instead, Pearce announced Corbin versus Moss in a no-holds-barred match at Hell in a Cell. Why does anybody want to see that? Kayla Braxton interviews the Usos backstage. They promise to retain the titles and dedicate the match to Roman Reigns. Cole announced the Intercontinental Champion Ricochet versus Gunther next week. In the back, Ricochet promises to retain. Luther Kaiser and Gunther gained victory. Fans break into loud USA chants. We still have nationalistic pride. Don't know why. Anyway, the Usos defeated Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura. Riddle and Nakamura and the Usos had a good enough match. Disqualification finish to tell a good story while the finish works thins. Nothing to build towards the premiere event. On Sunday, though, the fans reacted to almost everything. Medical team takes Nakamura to the back midway through the match for an injury, leaving Riddle on his own. Fans desperately want Riddle to pull it off and win the titles. However, that doesn't happen. Usos take advantage, slamming Riddle down with a double spine buster. Jimmy slows the pace of the match down and puts on a chin lock. Riddle then breaks free and rocks Jimmy with a kick to the head. Nakamura then tags in and runs wild. The Usos then placed Jay on the corner and hits a running knee for near fall. Nakamura hits a sliding German suplex in the ropes. Riddle then follows up with plenty a penalty kick for 2 count and then goes on a floating bro. But Jimmy takes over, knocks him off the top rope. The Usos hit double super kick because super kick's the most overused move in wrestling. At ringside, Nakamura hits the running knee, but Jay moves out of the way and hits the stairs hard. Jay then stomps on Nakamura's knee and takes him down in pain. The referee immediately throws up the X sign. Trainers and referee run out to check on Nakamura. They take him to the back, leaving Riddle on his own. Riddle runs wild, and they cut to commercial. Back from the break, the Usos are finally in control. Riddle recovers. The Usos take over and mocks Orton. Riddle again gets back to his feet and catches Jay with a running knee. Riddle then rocks Jimmy with a series of strikes, throws the Usos around the ring with the suplexes and hits 2 brotons. Riddle then hits Jimmy with a kick to the face, following up with a floating bro on the floor, draping DDT on Jay, but Jimmy makes the save. Riddle then hits a draping DDT on Jimmy, sets up the RKO. Jimmy avoids and sends Riddle into Jay. Riddle recovers and rolls Jimmy in for another 2 count. Fans go for proper near fall. Finish comes when Riddle and Jimmy are fighting on the top rope. Reigns' music starts playing. Riddle then briefly distracts. He hits the super RKO on Jimmy, but Jay makes a blind tag. Jay then hits Frog Splash for the win. Production Chucks reveals that Sami Zayn was the one who played Reigns' music, causing the distraction. And then Zayn is overjoyed, celebrates with the Usos, and Riddle recovers and attacks the Usos, and they end SmackDown. I mean, it's fine, but this is not a national television product by any stretch of the imagination. We'll be back with more right after this.